Hola, hola, hola. Bienvenido, bienvenido. Welcome, welcome. How are you this beautiful Tuesday morning? This is Savvy Jones, your co-living diva and hope coach, coming to you from Chapala, Jalisco, Mexico. I'm kind of all over the place today because I'm getting things ready to head back to the U.S. I'll be in Michigan for about 6 weeks before returning the week of my birthday and then also the week that we celebrate Juneteenth. And so, but I wanted to make sure that I popped on here today to do our virtual vacation somewhere in the world. We'll be using the Numbeo and then also the Earth-Await applications or websites to do that. There are free versions and paid versions of both of those tools that we use to do our research on where it is that we either want to travel to, just to vacation, take a sabbatical, or as a scouting trip. Maybe you are one of those individuals that is considering living abroad to have a better grasp of life in your latter years or the second half of your life. That's where I am. And I've always wanted to travel. It wasn't until in my latter years that I thought about actually living abroad. I'm one of those individuals that was a workaholic. I believed in what they call the American dream, where you go to school, get good grades, graduate, get a good job, buy a house, buy a car, start a family, maybe not actually in those, or in that order, but in some way, some form, some fashion, try to attain to what was really not the American dream. It was a big fallacy. It was portrayed totally different than what was actually going on. And so, as a result, um, there's credit card debt, there is student loan debt and mortgages and car note payments, and sometimes individuals live outside of their means. And it wasn't planned that way. It's just that we didn't have all the variables, we didn't have all the facts, and so we ended up in that situation. So now in my latter years, I try to share my story and then also educate individuals so that they don't make the same mistakes. Don't retire too early. Don't retire before you have certain things in place. Now sometimes you're left with jumping ship before you really have all of your lifeguard things in place, as a way of surviving. But I want you to be thriving in the second half of your life. So I really encourage individuals that if you're currently working, at least be building something of substantial wealth for you, for your generations to come. We are supposed to leave an inheritance for our children's children. We are supposed to leave an inheritance for our grandchildren, great grandchildren. So if you are blessed to still be working, despite everything that's been going on lately, I want to encourage you to hang in there until you put something in place that you can slide into once you are ready to retire. And I don't use the term retire for myself anymore. I resigned. I resigned from a corporate position in the medical field. I was the director of staff development for a state-run psychiatric hospital, and I loved my job. I enjoyed going to work. Matter of fact, I was a workaholic. I'm a recovering workaholic at this point in time. But I enjoyed taking care of the patients. I enjoyed educating staff so that they were better equipped to take care of the patients. But oftentimes there were things that we wanted to do, and there was red tape or, you know, rules that didn't make sense, policies that were obsolete, that hindered us from doing a better job. And then you had individuals coming in and trying to get rid of the individuals who had been there, like myself, for almost 34 years. So there was the issue of ageism that I was beginning to face. And so I decided to resign from that position and pursue my dream of traveling, something I always wanted to do. And I ended up here in Mexico. I started off as a student at one of the universities in Guadalajara to obtain my certification as a TEFL teacher. TEFL is the acronym for Teaching English as a Foreign Language. And so that's what I ended up doing. I came at about the same time I was doing that, I ran into online. I was, a YouTube surfer, and I came across the Exodus Summit. And that's where I started hearing individuals talking about things that I had begun dreaming about, but wasn't sure exactly how to do it. So I found a community online through the Exodus Summit, and that's where I met my business partner, Sonia Faloyan, who we both now live here with our residency in Mexico. We have started a bed and breakfast. We have a co-living establishment here. We do an annual Jumpstart Your Souljourn Women's Retreat. I'll have the links to that in the description, where we invite people here to get boots on the ground, to experience Chapala, Lakeside Chapala, and some of the area surrounding pueblos, and even the big city of Guadalajara, to introduce a different way of living, a, a way of rest, a way of fulfilling your dreams and desires. We all have passions that some of us could even monetize. You're good at something. So we invite you to come down. We invite you to take some time to rest, enjoy our uh, thermal spas, enjoy the cultural food and the language and the music and the arts and the tradition, and then also just a time to rest, fellowship with other individuals who decided that they wanted to live somewhere else where their money stretched a little further. It is not cheap to live in Mexico, but there are advantages of being here where your money does go further. I love the access that I have to the medical field. I love the access that I have to educational opportunities. Um, and then there are days that, you know what, I don't do a whole lot of anything. I take a siesta, and, as a result, I've lost weight. My Currently, I'm not on any blood pressure medication anymore because my blood pressure has dropped, and I continue to monitor it every day, and I continue to stay in contact with my doctor to let him know it's still within normal range. That comes with the exercise that I get on a regular basis. I walk every day, mostly everywhere I want to go. The food that's not laden with chemicals and other things that are not good for our body. So our bodies are an amazing thing. So we can heal ourselves if we are in the right place, among the right people, doing the right things. If any of that sounds intriguing to you, I have contact information in the description, and I would love to have a conversation with you regarding those things. Now, today we are going to be doing our virtual tour. I have not decided on a place. I am just going to open up the app. I think what I will do is, because we've been in North America and Central America, I believe, North and South, or North and Central. I keep forgetting which one it is. But let's go to Europe or Asia today. Let's go somewhere else in the world today and see what we can discover together on your relocation roadmap. So let me share my screen. Okay, there is the Novio. Let's share. And let's go with there. There we go. Cost of, let's see what city we're going to select today. Let's see. Let's go to, let's see what's in Bangkok, Thailand. Let's see there. Okay, and I have no idea what that currency is. THB. We're going to put it in USD. All right. And let's see. The cost of living in Bangkok. I've never been there, but I've heard about it. The estimated monthly cost for a family of 4 is around $2,361. That is excluding rent, of course. Estimated cost for a single person is about $663. Bangkok is 4% less expensive than Mexico City. Rent in Bangkok is on an average 22.2% lower than Mexico City. Now remember, the app Numbeo is information that other people have like put into the system to kind of tell what their experience has been for living in Bangkok. Meals at restaurants, about $3.06. And you know, I've watched some videos of people living in Thailand. I can't remember if it was necessarily Bangkok, but people who have gone to Thailand talk about how inexpensive the food is. And so here are some numbers that verify that for me. Meal for 2 people at a mid-range restaurant is about $30.61, or a range of $19.90 to $76.53. McDonald's, you can get a good meal there for $6.12. Domestic beer by the liter, by half liter, and that's a drought beer. Looks like it's about $2.45. If you wanted imported beer, 0.33 liter bottle is about $4.29. Cappuccino, $2.62. Let's see, if you're going to the market to do your grocery shopping, a liter of milk is going to be about $2.04. A loaf of fresh white bread is about $1.36. White rice, $1.43. Eggs, a carton of eggs, $2.22. Chicken for local cheese by the kilogram is about $19.07. Chicken fillet, $3.03 per kilogram. Roast beef, equivalent to about a leg of red meat, is $9.48. So your groceries is not horribly bad in Bangkok. See, transportation, there's a monthly pass you can get for $36.74. I'm not exactly sure what that monthly pass would cover. You know, I don't know if they have, you know, buses or subway or what, but a monthly pass for local transportation is going to be $36.74. Let's see what else we got going on here. What else can you tell us? Our utilities. Basic utilities is about $92.40. That's your electricity, your heating, your cooling, your water, and your garage. And that's if you're living in an apartment. Mobile phone, the monthly plan with 10 gigabytes of data plus data is $13.27. Internet, looks like that's about $16.10, and that's 60 Mbps or more, unlimited data. So leisure sports, if you want a fitness club membership, about $53. If you're into tennis, $10.46. Going to the movies, $7.65. And for you with children, preschool, a full day for a month, one child is going to be about $589.64. And for primary school for the year, one child is about $13,833.59. You know, this I think would be a great experience, global education experience for some of you who are young. You know, my audience is generally 50 and over, but I know that there are younger people who are watching my YouTube channel. By the way, if you have not done so, please go ahead and subscribe to Savvy Souljar Abroad. Remember to hit the notification bell. I talk about my life here in Mexico. I talk about co-living. I talk about our annual women's retreats. I talk about our community coffee chat that we have every fourth Monday at our bed and breakfast in San Nicolas de Navarra. And then just general travel things that I'm involved in, foods that I'm eating, just my life here in Mexico. And then, you know, the fun things that I do with the other individuals who have moved abroad. So if that sounds interesting to you, please go ahead and subscribe. Thank you for those who have already subscribed. I finally reached over 500 subscribers, and I am so grateful for your support. I would love to help more. So please comment, ask questions, contact me. If you want to have a 15-minute complimentary conversation, we can do that. I also have a coaching business where I assist those who are wanting to move abroad, either here or, you know, the principles apply to wherever you want to go in the world, but you don't have to do it alone. We can redefine retirement together. Okay, back to our regular show. Clothing and shoes. So the Levi jeans, about $58.46. A nice little summer dress, $38.53. Some running shoes, your Nikes are going to be about $102.95. I have never paid that much for tennis shoes. Never, ever. I usually go to Burlington and I buy my things there, and they're considerably lower in price. I, you know, I'm not on the ball. I'm not on the court trying to, you know, win a trophy or anything like that. I just need some good tennis shoes so that I can walk, do my therapeutic and my exercise walking, and I can I can do it for a lot less than $102. That's 2 or 3 pair of tennis shoes for me. Okay, rent. A 1-bedroom in city center is about $670. I don't know how big that apartment is, but 1 bedroom. Outside center, it drops down to $332. If you are a family and you need 3 bedrooms, $18.50 and 12 cents. Or maybe you're a group of ladies and you're trying to do the co-living thing. You know, you can split that 3 ways, and you're back to your, you know, 600 plus a month if the landlord allows that. If you are wanting to buy an apartment, a condo type situation, in city center, looks like $5,907. That's per square meter. Outside of the city, it's going to be $2,749.46. Salaries and finances. Average monthly net salary after tax is $794. Mortgage interest rates, this is for a 20-year fixed rate, is 5.81. Okay, so this prices in Bangkok. This city had 2,338 entries in the past 12 months. by 294 different contributors. And it was last updated this month, May 2025. So this is just letting you know how many people have contributed to the information that we're currently looking at here in Bangkok. Let's see, what is the quality of life in Bangkok? Let's check that out. Okay, so the purchasing power index is low, according to the information that's been entered into this site. It's 55.29. Safety index, however, is high, 61.20. Healthcare index, I'm not surprised, is high, 77.25. And the climate index is moderate at 58.39. The cost of living index is very low in Bangkok, 38.68. The property price to income ratio, very high. Traffic commute time index, again, high. And the pollution is high at 77.75. You know, I've seen in the movies that there are a lot of little cars and motor scooters and different things like, and it always seems really congested when I look at movies, you know, in Thailand and in that area. So the quality of life index, it says, is very low. Minimum contributors, 131. Maximum contributors for this particular section is 456. Again, that was last updated in May of 2025. So the quality of life index, when you take into housing, the ability to get work, access to health care, you know, the cost of living based on what your apartment or your mortgage is going to be, the quality of life index is low, very low, according to this site. Interesting. Well, there you have it, dear, for Bangkok. And that's according to according to Numbeo. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to Earth Awaits. And I am going to, I want to browse. Let's see where we're going to go. Let's see. Wait a minute. Let's search first. Let's go search. We're going to put it on search. And we are going to get rid of Oceania, get rid of Africa, Europe, North America, South America. And we're just going to go with Asia for right now since we were in Thailand. And let's see what comes up. Let's see what comes up. Don't see Bangkok here yet. Oops, sorry about that. Let me do this. Hold on. Up. And instead of, oh, it's got 85 results. Let me go with the list. Sometimes it's easier for me to find things when I do the list. I'm looking for Bangkok. Not sure if I'll find it, but We can at least look. Sarah and Kara. There's a lot of places in here that I have never heard of. Jordan, India, there's Indonesia, there's what is that? Phuket, Thailand, Asia, India, the Philippines, Pakistan, Philippines. Huh. Pattaya, Pattaya. If I do, oh, here's Bangkok. Here we go. Let's take a look at Bangkok. Let's get the details there. Okay, so Bangkok has a population of 8,305,218 people. The pollution is 77 out of 100. Housing, $963.96. Food, $484.17. Other expenses and things like that, 444. Crime rate is low in Bangkok. It's 38 out of 100. And it looks like you could live there on a budget of $1,892.28. So this is Bangkok. I do not know why when I push on the details, it does not let me open that up. So I've got to go back to the grid in order to be able to do that. So let me go back down to Bangkok. Hope I'm not making you guys dizzy. Close here. There we go. Bangkok. All right, there we go with Bangkok. So I want to hit details. Oh, wow. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. But... Okay, so here we go with an image of Bangkok. That looks pretty big. And so I can see that accommodating 8 million people. Wow. Mm. You know, when I think of Thailand and places in the Asian uh, place, I always think of advanced. I honestly believe that they're 25 to maybe even 50 years advanced when it comes to technology and different things like that. You know, that's my personal belief. But look at there. Isn't that just absolutely gorgeous? Wow. This is Thailand, people. I remember when I was in my 20s and I was in nursing school, I always decorated my house with Oriental decor. I love their art. Um, and just to see these pictures makes me long to visit there. And I know that I will probably visit next year once my son is settled in Japan. I will be going to the continent of Asia to visit my son. He's going to be teaching there. This is this is this is something I want to see. I have been invited several times to go to Asia, but because I was a workaholic, I didn't take the time to do it. But now that I'm living my life on my terms, it is on my diva list to go and visit Asia. I even have some Asian DNA, according to the DNA test I took. I have some Asian heritage, so I'm going to go and visit. Pray that the world stays safe enough for us to be able to do that for a while. Beautiful. That's a beautiful picture. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so we said that we can cost of living in Bangkok is $1892.28. Let's look at the weather. What is the weather like in Bangkok? And let's see. I really need to learn Celsius. But for you, it's easier for me if I just put it in Fahrenheit. So let's see. We're currently in May. Let's see what the weather's like in May. Wow. The average high is 97. The average low is 83. And the humidity is 55% in Bangkok. What was it last month? Uh, Pretty much, I guess you could say the same. High 98, low 83, and humidity is going to be right around 54. So let's go all the way over here. Let's see. My son is going to be moving there in August. So the average high is 93. The average low is 80, and your humidity is at 59%. And this is December. Average high 91, low 76, and your humidity is 53. So he'll be in there. I want him to get settled in. So let's see, he's gonna move there in August. Maybe I'll go in February. Let's see. February 92, average low 75, and the average humidity is a high of 54. What if I wanted to do June? June 93, average, that's my birthday. June is my birthday. 79, average humidity 64. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to him being in Asia. This is Bangkok. He's not going to be in Bangkok. He's going to be in Okinawa. And so I'm just just thinking out loud here how I might want to do this. Let's see. So if you're looking to budget to go to Bangkok, one apartment bedroom in the city center, going to be about $663. That's similar to what Nombio said. Nombio, one bedroom apartment outside the center is going to be about $329. Apartment with two bedrooms, $1,248. That's in City Central. Outside of the center would be $582. 3 bedrooms, if you're looking for something bigger, it's going to be around $1,832.61 in the center. Outside the center drops down to $835. Basic electricity, $91.51. Internet, about $15.95. That's the 10 megabytes per second. Let's see here. So total cost of living there is $963.96. When it comes to your food, so those numbers are right around what Numbio also stated. So your grocery bill for the month, it's going to be around $484.17. Going out to the movies, $30 for 2 people. Inexpensive restaurant, about $3.03. That right there just amazes me. But I've heard of many YouTubers saying that, you know, traveling in Thailand, the food on the streets, you know, and the restaurants is not very expensive. So the food costs $444.12. Food and, you know, cigarettes and other things that you want to engage in. So yeah, that is pretty good, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Okay, so we took a trip to Bangkok today. So what are your thoughts? Have any of you been to Thailand? And if so, what part of Thailand did you go? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Will you ever go back? Would you ever consider living there as or getting residency there? So drop some comments in the comment section so that we can engage in where it is you are looking to go, why you want to go, what are your long-term goals for your second half of life. I believe in flexibility, I believe in financial security, and I believe in freedom. And we can have that in some other countries. I'm Savvy D. Jones, your co-living diva and hope coach, helping our people to economically excel. And until next time, be well, live free, and prosper.